Hey yo yo yo, what up, what up, what up? It's Maloney, Mal1, MLNY, you know what it is. Malone, breaking records, Iacom, all day you watching Eddie G TV, blah! Alright, is it recording right now?
Yeah.
I guess, alright, if I say anything stupid, this can be some blooper shit. You know who it is, Maloney, going ruthless kid, this ain't my 16 or whatever on my acapella, so just scroll through this shit. Just getting comfortable before I hop in the booth and spit, but there's no booth legit. I'm just on a couch where I sit. I'm so quick, I grab your mind out your scalp, throw it down and you can really get beside yourself. The heat from my speech makes my teeth fibers melt. You'll die trying to survive my mouth, cause fire spirals out. I'm a motherfucking dungeon dragon, leaving other suckers dusted flames. When I huff and blaze, and I don't care what these chumps is saying, cause they break when I'm coming like a busted magnum. Pfft. You make records for the club that's banging, and my billy club's banging up your skull to fragments. I don't run with gay kids. I'll call you a humongous faggot, and that shit is still an understatement. Cause you're letting dudes run in your anus, probably covered in AIDS. So our hands are never coming to shaking. To be frank, I don't fuck with fakes.
Okay, you've been out in Toronto for a bit. What's going on for the hip hop scene out there?
Hip hop scene out there is crazy, man. It's amazing. Like, I mean, you go from somewhere like Brantford where there's like a hip hop show once a month if you're lucky, and then even at that, like, I mean, you
maybe like 3 months, you know.
Yeah, every 3 months, you know what I mean. Like, realistically, like, it depends. Like, you know, there's the battles and stuff. Shout out Bell City battles and stuff, and who's grinding out in Brantford, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's crazy out in Toronto, man. Like, literally, there's like a show, like, there's a hip hop show at least once a week, if not twice, if not like numerous times. There's been like a show I've wanted to go to, but then there's another show like my homie's performing at the same night, and it's like, which one do I do? Try to attend both, and then like the next night you're performing, and then you're like, oh shit, you know, like it's overwhelming, you know what I mean? You go from like somewhere where it's like, you're like, man, I just want opportunity, to somewhere where there's like so much opportunity you can't even like get a hold of all of it. You don't even know where to begin. Like, but it's crazy. It's a lot. It's hard to explain, man, but it's crazy, and it's amazing for hip hop out there. If you're a hip hop head, move to Toronto, bro. You'll have the time of your life. There's always something to do, always something to be involved with.
Okay, so who are some of the artists you've met out there?
I met tons of artists out there. I mean, I knew quite a few before I moved out there. Like, shout out Spesh K, big shout outs to Spesh. Shout outs to Lefty. He's a producer I've linked up with out there through Spesh K, and he's produced a few joints for me, and we've actually been co-producing some songs with one another, so you can look out for some of those coming out soon. We got some really hot beats coming out together, so we're going to continue doing that. Escape Artist, shout outs to him, and there actually is some works going on. Me, Escape, and Lefty and Spesh are linking up this Saturday to talk about the next Autopilot's album. I'm not going to give you guys any details because nothing's in stone or anything yet, but that's about it. So that'll be interesting. Shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Dustin Wareham of the 80s Favorite Babies. He's a real cool, chill dude. Check out his music if you haven't checked it yet. IDGAF, his music video on YouTube. Directed by Ill Vibe 2. Big shout outs to Ill Vibe. Man, I don't want to miss anybody, forget anyone. Like, met a lot of people out there, man. Big shout outs to Chris Thomas. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to forget nobody, you know what I mean? So if I didn't mention you, I apologize. I don't want to keep this going forever, but yeah, man, check all those artists out. They're all real, straight up, legit dudes. Minty Burns, shout outs to him. Yeah.
Okay, have you checked out the restaurant game out there? Like, different places to get your eat on?
Best believe I have. Okay, so if you like, alright, I love swordfish, alright? I'll tell you this straight up. When I was in New York City for I think the first time, me and my girlfriend found this place. I can't remember what it's called now. I can't remember what it's called. We actually found pictures of it and found out what it was called, and I forget again now. But anyways, it's an amazing place out in Times Square. Not a chain or anything, just a single owned place. And it's like this nice steakhouse, and anyway, they got swordfish steak there once. And it was like the best, like one of the like best things I've ever eaten. So ever since then, I've just loved swordfish, right? And I've never really see it too oftenly. But there's a place called Harvard House. on Harvard. And I'm telling you, if you got some cash and that you're willing to spend, and you like fish and you want to try swordfish, actually I don't even know if it was just a seasonal thing, it's worth going just to look to see if it's on the menu, because that is so incredible. And that's all, like, that's the one thing that comes to my head, like, really, like, there's so much good food, but that was, like, incredible.
Okay, so you got the new project coming up with Filthy Tea.
Yes, old school shit. That should be out the end of October, the very latest. We don't have an exactly solidified date at the moment, but we got a couple days bouncing back and forth. Yeah, and it's just it's a real short album. It's about either 9 or 10 tracks. We're contemplating on making a cut or not. But anyways, yeah, just a pretty short, like, almost EP. You know what I mean? Like old school hip hop style album. You know, like your 10-track thing. And it's all sampled instrumentals, all with an old school feel. I handled half the production, and then Filthy T had numerous producers handle the other half of the production. I know Existence did the old school shit beat, and I believe Blunted Sultan did a couple beats. I don't want to miss anyone's names or get anything incorrect, so I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I haven't got the full list of producers' names from them yet, but it's really, really dope. And we got Ed O.G., hip-hop legend. I don't know if you're familiar with him or whoever's listening, but if you don't know who Ed O.G. is, go do your research and check him out, because he's incredible hip-hop legend from Boston. I got to have it back in the late 80s, and he's been members of groups like Special Teams, A&E with Master Ace, and he's done tons and tons of work with like Pete Rock and DJ Premier, and his music's just incredible. So you want to definitely check out Ed O.G. if you've never heard of him.
Yeah, he did a whole album with Pete Rock.
Yeah, he did, yeah. So, like, anyways, yeah, we got him on a joint, and I did the cuts on that and produced that track. It's called Rocket. And, shout outs to Don Say, our homie from Bell City here. You know what's up. He engineered, mixed, and mastered the whole album. We also got Asis on there on the album title track, Old School Shit. It's the first song on the album, and it's the first single we released. You can actually check that on YouTube right now. Shout outs to Asis. Asis, that's Oasis, if you are familiar with him. Anyways, cut the name back a bit. Same cat, same dirty, greasy rhyme schemes. And who else we got on there? I think there's just another joint with Don Say. We were supposed to get Chief Kamachi on a joint, but it didn't end up happening in time, so we just cut that. And so the features are pretty short. It's just basically me and Filth on it, but it's just real old school driven. I kind of approached it a little bit with the Menace Lupus type approach, you know what I mean? And then Filthy kind of approached it on some old school shit, so it's almost kind of like not the same vibe as that project, but you know what I mean? That kind of gives you a slight little idea, like kind of what to expect. It's not near as crazy as that album, it's just more old school driven, but that's just kind of like the kind of rhyme, the way I approached it lyrically.
Okay, so going back on IGTV, we did an interview and we talked about the perfect balance. That was like quite a while ago, you know?
Yes.
So people are waiting for that. What's going on?
All right, let me clear up the perfect balance thing. So the perfect balance was done, and basically I reviewed it all. And at the time, I had the project with Obi-Wan in the works, and I had this old school shit project near, pretty early stages in the works. So I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's getting too deep. It's getting too deep.
Yeah. Well, basically, I just didn't know how to pan out everything, right?
Yeah.
And so I really took in the perfect balance, and there was a couple songs I wanted to wait for to get finished before I really solidified anything with it and figured out the track list and stuff. So I kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit, and I did the 2 Deep project, let that come out. Promoted that a little bit, did some shows with Obi, you know what I mean, opened for a few cats and did that and just tried to get the name of that out for a little bit. But the biggest thing was moving, man. Moving to Toronto was big. It was a big just kind of like wrench in any, you know what I mean, anything I was doing musically, that was just a big, anyone who's moved knows obviously how big of a fucking wrench in your routine that can be. So anyways, and then once we got back in routine and stuff, and I started, you know what I mean, meeting people and doing shit, doing whatever up there, we moved again. we only had our place for 3 months. So now that we moved again, now I'm in my new spot, been there a few weeks and starting to get back in routine. So now it's time to take things serious, but it's at the point to put out old school shit right now and properly promote that, work on that for a little bit while I put on the proper finishing touches on the Perfect Balance now, because in that time frame of waiting I realized the album needs more. And it was originally going to be like a 10-track album type thing as well, right? But I'm giving it my regular album format. You're going to get a full album that is stuffed to the tits, that you can't, there's no fucking filler space on the end of that disc. You're going to get a full project. Like, that's how I like making my solo albums. And yeah, that was the main thing. Like, I had a perfect 10-track album, but it just wasn't perfect. It needed, I felt, something in this direction. So anyways, that's why the wait still. And you can expect the Perfect Balance 2015. I apologize to those waiting, but I'm just building my brand right now and just trying to get my name, you know what I mean? Get the hype built about it. So I mean, realistically, it's better for me to drop it maybe early next year and do everything properly than it would have been if I was to drop it before I moved, per se, right? So I mean, timing is everything, and I just feel like I need to be real strategic with this project. So that's the main hold up, and I got a few tracks that are real hot that are in the works of being mixed and mastered or just need to be recorded. So once everything's done, I think the album's finished.
Okay, so what are you gonna do for videos for the album?
We have the, if you haven't checked out the first music video I released last summer, because once again, I thought I was dropping this album sooner, so it's kind of, you know, gonna have a long promotional period.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's cool, man. I dropped the first single featuring Spesh K, the first music video, sorry, featuring Spesh K. It's called How Many Times, and that came out last summer. You can check that music video out on YouTube. And then the second music video is Paying Homage. That music video is also out right now, directed by Ill Vibe. Shoutouts to Ill Vibe. And shoutouts to Az Heatley, also, he directed How Many Times. But yeah, you can check out Paying Homage as well on YouTube. And those are the two music videos I have out now. I have a music video that's recorded, directed, edited by Lipinski in the works right now. Shoutouts to Lipinski and Lip One Productions. ICOM, you know what it is. Yeah, so he came up to Toronto one day and we went in. I'm not even gonna give you the details in the music video, but it's for a song I have called Sick to My Stomach, and it's a very personal song, so you can expect that to come out real soon. And aside from that, I'm doing a music video, I believe, with Eddie G.
Eddie G Films?
Yeah, we're gonna be we're talking about it. We have to discuss it after the interview, but my preference, I think, would be good for Eddie, since he's such a heavy weed smoker as myself, would be to do a video for Light One Up. And then I can do it in Brantford back here and get all, you know, all my Brantford homies out and get a good crew of us out and just smoking brains out. So I think you can look out for that music video too. That was the song produced by my homie Oasis, Menace Lupus, you know what it is. And then the only other video that I really have solidified in the works right now, and it's like very brief, but Az Heatley once again is gonna do a video for That's Okay. And I'm in the talks with Patrick Wiltsey. If you guys are familiar with him, he did my Dirty Laundry video like 5 years ago, but he did the Magnum Mike's video for me in Oasis.
Magnum Mike's is definitely one of your nicest videos.
Thank you very much. Patrick would appreciate that as well.
Yeah,
I really like that video. He went all in on that. So anyways, me and him are in the talks and we're gonna do something good too. We haven't actually decided on an actual song yet, but I have a couple ideas that I want to throw at him. And then I have a music video I'd like to do for my song called Water. And it's a Western styled song, and that's all I will tell you. And I would like to get Ill Vibe to do the video for that. And I've just briefly brought the idea up to him, but we haven't gone any further yet. It's just about, you know, timing, and you know, music videos cost a lot of money if you want them done properly. So, you know, you just gotta, just one thing at a time. But these are some of the ideas for what you can look out for. And I think Ill Vibe will orchestrate the music video properly, because it's going to have a real comedic appeal to it to take the edge off the seriousness of the song. So anyway, that's some of the stuff you can look forward to coming out music video wise from the Perfect Balance right now. But I plan actually, sorry, not to keep this drawn out, you know what I mean, but I do plan to do a music video for, if not every song, most of the songs. By the time the album's like out and been released for about a year and promoted and stuff, by that point I plan to have a music video out for almost every song.
Okay. So, out in Toronto, have you been to the Vapor Lounge?
I've been there, but I haven't been there since I moved.
No,
I've been to Hot Box Cafe a few times because it's right around the corner, and Jordan Delter, J Don, does the Hot Box Cafe, the open mics, come smoke with us events there. So I was supposed to go grab open mic before, but my girlfriend's brother and stuff was in town, and they wanted to see J. Cole, and he was doing a free show downtown, so we went and hit that up instead. But
Okay. Is there any last things you have to say to people before we go?
basically, before we go, what I would like to say is, I don't know when this interview will be released, but if it's released before, look out for the season 3 premiere of Breaking Records Radio. It'll drop October 4th. We have an interview with Prevail of Solar members on there. And if this drops after, well then you missed that interview. You can catch it online. And make sure you tune in. We will be playing every Thursday. And it was Saturday, but if I believe Innes has texted me, and I think it's been switched to Friday. So I guess every Thursday and Friday you can catch us at 7 p.m. And that's what it is. Twice a week, Breaking Records Radio. You don't want to miss that. We got an interview with Tech 9 coming up in the next few weeks. Jay Aches, Robbie G. Tons of people are going to be getting Eddie G on there. Yeah. And that's about that. You can follow me on Twitter at Maloney Iacom. Facebook, Maloney in brackets of Iacom, I believe. Or Kelly Maloney, you want to hit me personally.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Eddie.
That's IGTV.
Shout outs to Filthy T.